think silver has a bright future. I think we're going to see much higher prices. It's hard to put a price on it, but I was surprised we didn't hit $40 silver back in October last year. So I think silver is going to do another run for 40, 45 perhaps. I think in the near term, it could be this year, yeah. I think in the near term, we'll see it break the all-time $50 plus high. That's going to get, and when we chatted last time, I'm moving into the triple-digit camp just simply because the uses for silver are remarkable. So I think there's a lot of shorts that are putting pressure on not only gold but silver too. But it also has the potential to outperform gold, as many know.
Silver markets show increasingly bullish signals, with current trading activity centered around the $31 price level. Market analysts suggest that a sustained break above this threshold could pave the way toward the $32.50 mark, with technical indicators supporting this upward trajectory. The Federal Reserve's monetary policy decisions are pivotal in precious metals pricing, particularly influencing daily trading patterns. Gary Thompson, CEO of Silver 47, presents an optimistic outlook for silver prices. Thompson's analysis suggests that the market is gradually adjusting, potentially leading to a significant price breakout. While previous projections of $40 per ounce were not realized last year, there is growing confidence in the market's ability to surpass historical highs of $50, with some forecasts even suggesting potential movement into triple-digit territory. Global silver demand will stabilize at approximately 1.2 billion ounces in 2025. This forecast reflects a balanced market dynamic where growth in specific sectors offsets declines in others. The industrial fabrication sector is projected to demonstrate robust growth of 3%, potentially exceeding 700 million ounces for the first time in history. The increasing adoption of green technology applications and advanced manufacturing processes primarily drives this growth. The market demonstrates varying performance across sectors, with industrial growth strengthening through technological applications and retail investment showing positive momentum. However, the jewelry and silverware segments are experiencing some softening in demand. These shifting dynamics reflect the evolving nature of silver's industrial and commercial applications. Despite potential policy shifts under the anticipated political landscape, global photovoltaic installations are expected to reach new records in 2025. While facing adjustments in electric vehicle production rates, the automotive sector continues to support silver demand through increased vehicle sophistication and electrification of powertrains. Thompson emphasizes that as technology progresses and global metal demand surges, silver's importance will skyrocket, boosting its value even more in the future. Make sure to tune in for our expert analysis. Don't miss out on future content. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay in the loop. Your support is greatly appreciated.
I think it's just physical demand is going to basically strip the available silver that's out there. So demand from increased industrial uses seems to be driving it more perhaps than the precious metal aspect of it. It's hard to say one thing that's going to drive it. I think it's a culmination of all these factors that are going to put pressure on the limited supply of silver that's out there. There's a finite amount of silver, and as demand, it's just a supply-demand situation. So it's going to be driven by that demand, and that's ultimately going to push it higher. What I'm impressed by is the sheer number of uses for silver continuing to increase down to the microbiology scale, nanoscale technology, AI, all these uses that we never talked about before that are now in play. So I think the uses for silver are pretty amazing. I think long term, I don't necessarily think we're running out of silver. I've heard people talk about there's no more silver. I think it just comes down to the price has to go higher to get more silver. Okay. And it is becoming, it is a finite resource ultimately. So, and the thing with silver, because it's such a, high component of silver use is in industrial purposes, a lot of that silver is gone. It's not like there's, warehouses like the gold bullion warehouses full of silver as much. So when the silver is used in industrial purposes, some of it can be recycled, but a lot of that silver is gone out of the market. So we need to continue to bring more silver into the market. Okay. So I think silver has a bright future. I think we're going to see much higher prices. It's hard to put a price on it, but I was surprised we didn't hit $40 silver back in October last year. So I think silver is going to do another run for 40, 45 perhaps. I think in the near term, it could be this year, yeah. I think in the near term, we'll see it break the all-time $50 plus high. And when we chatted last time, I'm moving into the triple-digit camp just simply because the uses for silver are remarkable. It's just all these new uses for silver that we never had 5-10 years ago. That weren't really an issue, or it wasn't considered a big enough change in the market. Now with AI, with all these other technologies that are coming on that all need silver, that used silver before, but not in as much as we're seeing the pressures for that demand. And there's more people in the world. More people, more demand for metals, ultimately.
Okay.
More people, more demand for metals.
The silver market is poised to experience its fifth consecutive annual deficit in 2025 as total demand continues to outpace available supply. Industrial demand remains the primary catalyst for this favorable supply-demand relationship, with consumption volumes expected to reach unprecedented levels in the current year. Political and economic factors have significantly influenced recent market developments. The anticipation of potential tariff policies under a second Trump presidency has triggered increased short-covering activities and prompted substantial deliveries of silver and other precious metals to CME warehouses since late 2024. These actions and escalating economic and geopolitical uncertainties have contributed to silver's price recovery in early 2025. The physical silver market shows particular strength in major economies, where sustained metal absorption continues remarkably. According to GaryThompson, this persistent demand pattern and ongoing market deficits indicate an impending price adjustment may be necessary. Thompson suggests that the growing disparity between paper trading activities and physical demand fundamentals could catalyze a significant upward price movement as the market seeks to restore equilibrium. Let's get back to the interview.
I think a lot of silver enthusiasts would argue that it should be, and it likely will. It is generally a smaller market compared to the gold market. I would argue that it's easier to manage or manipulate by the short positions. So there's a lot of short positions on silver, and it's just I think the whole mining business has become a niche in the relative capital markets. The size of the mining industry, if you combine all the miners in the world, we're a few $1 trillion.
Right.
You've got one tech company that's bigger than the whole mining industry.
Yes.
And then the banks are playing with trillions of dollars now. So I think our business has become a bit of a niche business, and that just opens it up for shorting positions. So I think there's a lot of shorts that are putting pressure on not only gold but silver too. But it also has the potential to outperform gold, as many know. When that's going to come, how that evolves, I think that's the challenge. We're basically, the metals market is fighting the paper market, and there's a lot of paper overlaying on this market. I think if you just look at the recorded deficits, we're going into year 4 of a couple $100 million plus deficits in silver. How long can you run those kind of deficits? When countries like India and China and Russia continue to absorb physical at a pretty staggering pace. So I think the appetite for physical is going to have to force the market to recalibrate into higher prices. I think we're seeing more interest in silver for industrial demand than we've ever seen. In solar, in AI, in battery technology. There's never been this amount of demand for industrial purposes. And I saw a chart recently that I've always been using that sort of 60% industrial, 40% investment. And I saw a chart recently for 2004 numbers showing it going as high as 70% industrial purposes. So we're seeing a bigger demand for industrial. So while it trades a bit like follows gold, but it's kind of in the middle now. In fact, you could argue it's more industrial. But we're seeing countries like China and India and Russia accumulate silver, much like gold bullion, and just to have that store of wealth as well as the industrial purposes. So it's kind of a unique metal, and from that perspective.
Silver's evolving role in global markets highlights the intricate balance between industrial innovation, investment sentiment, and macroeconomic forces. As demand continues to outstrip supply, persistent deficits signal a structural shift that could redefine price dynamics in the years ahead. The convergence of geopolitical shifts and technological advancements further reinforces silver's significance across multiple sectors. With market fundamentals pointing toward sustained growth, the question remains: how will evolving global policies and industrial innovations shape silver's long-term trajectory? Share your perspective in the comments section. If the video resonates with you, join our community by subscribing to our channel and enabling notifications with the bell icon. Thank you for being a part of our community.